I need all your energy, all your love. Everybody get loud, go nuts. And please welcome to the stage, Peter Wong!
All right. Okay. All right, that's enough. That's too much, I think. This is where I grew up. I born and raised, pretty much. Kind of born. I was born in China, and then I moved over here when I was 1. I'm an illegal immigrant. This is true. So, yeah. So don't bother getting to know me. Who knows how much time I have? This is true. My parents came over here on a vacation visa. And with that, you're supposed to, like, visit. And we're still visiting. But it's true, and I do have a plan, though. If they ever come for me, I'm going to tell them I'm from the Philippines. And I'll still get deported, but I've always wanted to visit the Philippines. So. Now I live here. I live, in Astoria. I used to live in Flushing. Yeah. All the people that you could guess are from Flushing. Well, that's the fun part about Queens. You can guess which parts if you look at their skin. But that's right. I live here now, and this is a fun neighborhood. A lot of people with dogs over here. And I like dogs. I do. I get weird around dog people. Because dog people, they get, like, really excited for dogs. And I can't, like, match their energy. I'll be walking with a dog person, and we'll walk by a coffee shop, and there's, like, a dog in front of it. And now they have to get on all fours and start barking. And now I'm not as into it. So I'm, like, not smiling. My hand's in my pocket. I look like I kill animals. I'm just not that, like, big up on that stuff, because, like, I like dogs, but I don't react that big. It's just not my personality. When I see a dog, here's what I do. I go, that's a dog. And that's it. And that's not just for dogs. Even things I love, I don't turn it up to 10 or whatever, Like, my favorite thing in the world is boobies. And they're great. They're round, and there's 2 of them. They're awesome. And when I see boobs, I feel like how people feel when they see dogs. I go, oh my God. What are their names? I just want to eat them up. Come on here. But I don't. That's not appropriate, so I don't do that. I get along with like cat people more, because like cat people, they don't, right? They don't like force you to like their animal. You go over to a cat person's house, they're like, I have a cat, and you're never gonna see it in your entire life. My roommate has 2 cats, and she's big, like, she talks to them all the time. She has, like, full conversations that I didn't know you could have with cats. One time I was walking by her room, I overheard her go, I told you work was fine. I had to, like, check in with her. I'm like, everything all right between you two? She's like, things are weird right now between us. I like her cat, though. When I'm in the living room, it comes out, and then I pet it. I go, hey, what's up? I usually pet the cat on the head. But she gave me, like, a suggestion once. She's like, hey, next time pet the cat, like, by the tail, like, in the back, and, like, see what happens. And if you have a cat, I think you know what happens, right? You pet it and they go crazy. They get an insane amount of pleasure from it. And I was doing it and I was like, I don't think I should ever pet the cat like this. This is not appropriate at all. Is this right? Should I just be petting the cat like this? And then now the cat's going. Yeah, don't stop. Don't stop. Oh, meow, fuck. One time I misgendered the cat in front of my roommate. And she got upset. I was like, hey, girl, come here. And she's like, no, it's a boy. Get it right. And I had to be like, oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Thanks for correcting me. And I don't give a shit. The gender of your cat is cat. Why do we care about the gender of any animal? People ask that. Is your dog a boy or girl? Is the answer going to change what you're going to do to the dog? I hope not. It's a boy? Well, let me flip him over and jerk him off. He loves it. He's, you know. I am single. I'm going out and trying to meet women and stuff. I like to go out in public and bother innocent women on the streets. Not like bother. I approach them. I say hi and stuff. I was at a coffee shop recently and I saw this lady sitting by herself and she looked nice and yummy. Okay, that was the creepiest thing I've ever said in my life. I'm aware. Let's pretend, forget it. Let's move on. Sorry. But she was sitting there and Daddy wanted a piece. So, okay, all right, that was the last one. That was truly it. But she was sitting by herself and I could tell she wanted me to talk to her because she was on her phone minding her own business. And here's the thing, I'm still very afraid of rejection. It's still one of my biggest fears, is going up to a girl and asking her out and then her saying no. But it's not just like her just saying no. That's not the biggest thing I'm afraid of. The really scary thing is her saying no, and then like everyone in the room that just got to hear you and see you. It's like that humiliation that really gets to me. And that day I felt it firsthand because I went up and I go, hey miss, I just thought you were attractive. My name is Peter. I wanted to introduce myself. And then she looked up at me and she went, no, thank you. And that sucked. That was brutal. Yeah, but what felt worse was seeing the reaction of the guy sitting next to her. Oh. There was a guy on his laptop. He went. And just then I realized how quiet a coffee shop really gets. I just turn and just see heads going back to their work. So I don't want to feel that ever again, ever. That's why I think the ideal place to approach a woman is a dark alleyway. Just no witnesses. That's just because I'm shy. That's it. No, nothing bad. That's all. But I was just seeing someone for a bit. I just got out of like a thing, like a thing. Sure, yeah. Situationship. It's it was short. It was a short, but not a relationship. It's like, they're always short, situationships. No one's ever like, I just got out of a 25-year situationship. And it was cool. One of the things that I was not good with was texting. I think like a real relationship, you have to text a lot, like all the time. And I'm not good with that. I'm so not a texter. I think we text to each other too much as a society. Seriously, most stuff is not necessary. Text me when you get home safe. No. I'm taking a 20-minute Uber. What do you think I'm doing? And what happens if you don't hear back and you call someone? Someone finds my body 5 minutes earlier? She was always big on sending like, how's your day? Like, that was her thing. Every single day it was like, how's your day? Which I know sounds sweet, but it's like lazy shit. It is. Because how's your day? Now you say, how's your day? Now it's my turn to like come up with a day. And most of my days are shit. But I have to make up. Oh, today they brought in bagels at work. It was crazy. Or I have to make it sweet. I have to be like, my day's great because I've been thinking about you, my sunshine buttercup. So the problem, it's just that the problem is it's too easy to text now. You know, texting's free. Yes, it's free. It is. So you can just text as much as you want now, and it doesn't cost you anything. Text messages used to cost money. Those were the good old days. It used to be precious, you know? No one was asking, how's your day, when it cost 25 cents to find out. Back then, everyone put all the information in one text. Hey, I'm at the hospital. Here's the address. Come get me now. Also, happy birthday. I heard it was your birthday. Also, I'm pregnant, okay? Okay, bye. So yeah, how's your day? She would send me memes all the time. She was a big like meme sender. Yeah, you know, it's stupid. Memes are like, and she would send cute, you know, she would send, here's politics, here's Biden and Trump and stuff, right? Then it's like, here's a dog trying to walk and it's wearing boots, ha ha ha. None of it was funny, ever. And memes are never funny. Like, you know this because someone at work, you ever have them show you a meme like in person, live? They're like, hey, I found this funny meme, look, look, look. And you have to go, oh, yeah. But I can't do that on text. So every time she sent me, I have to go, ha, 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 ha. LMFA, oh my God. And she never liked the stuff I sent her either. I would send her videos of elevator accidents. This black and white video of people halfway stepping out. And she was never nice. She goes, I don't like this. Please don't say that to me anymore. I think we had it right for a moment, you know, in history. We used to write letters to each other. And those were good times because letters were precious and you took time to make it. We got a letter and that was a summary of the person's last 2 years of their life. All at once. And there was things going on. There was a war happening. Yeah. People had to be poetic. Dearest love, your eyes are hot. I'm not good with poetry, so it's... Also, your son is 13. He misses you. Please come home. No one sent memes back then. You didn't open up a letter and it's that Bernie Sanders sitting in the chair and cold. Whatever that shit is, I don't understand. So I am dating a lot. I like making women come. It's true. I'm really bad at it. Really bad at it. I made it happen one time. It was 2006. It was a winter night. I don't know what I did, you know. Here's the thing. It's difficult, and I've also put a lot of work into like researching the subject. I've like read 20 books. I've asked my dad for help. I did all the things that you do. And here's the thing, no matter, even if you study up on it, the female orgasm is this weird thing where you could know the stuff, but you also have to come with like the right vibe. Like, you can't just show up and, like, want it too much. And that's my problem. Because everyone can tell how much I want. From my face and the things I say, or I'm like, if you don't come, I'm going to start crying. Come on. But I've put in so much work. You know, at what point is it not my fault? Because I've tried my best, you know? At what point do you have to fix your broken pussy? Right, fellas? Let's go. All right. My grandma, though, likes to be involved in my dating life a lot. I just saw her recently, and she kind of is like, you know, when are you gonna marry a Chinese girl? Gotta marry a Chinese girl, you know? And I'm like, leave me the fuck alone, Grandma. I don't have to break it to her either. It's probably not gonna happen, just based on my history, based on my general preferences. It might not happen, but that's not to say Chinese women aren't high on the list, because it could happen. Chinese women, they're number 2. That's not bad, right? Number 2 is good. Number 1 is all the other races. I'm totally kidding. By the way, I'll take anything. Just so we're clear. I'm not choosy at all, please. Whenever I'm over at her house, she gets like, I have to translate all of the stuff. She gives me like the letters that she has. And I had to do that growing up for my parents too. My dad would have a letter in the mail and he'd go, you got to read this. And when you do that, you kind of get exposed to things earlier than you normally would as a kid. I'd be reading the letter, and it's like, it says, December 1st, you hit someone with your car. You need to turn yourself in. Yikes. And then he had me do like errands, or I did errands for my family that I didn't really want to do. Like my grandfather was looking at funeral homes and cemeteries for himself, just shopping around, which is crazy. That's what he was doing. He'd bring me along, and I'd have to interpret and ask stuff like, oh, where are the caskets? So we can see them. And one time we were at one that he really liked, and he was like, hey, I think this is it. What do you say to that? I was like, ah! This place is so you. And he did this very Chinese thing where he had me ask the manager if we can get a discount on the funeral home package. And so I had to walk up and do that. I go, hey, my grandfather told me to ask you, if you take off half, he will die right now. But yeah, that's what I was at my grandma's. I try to visit her as much as I can, but it's hard too because she lives like really far away from me, and like I don't want to see her. But I still see her. I go see her because my mom guilts me into doing it. She always like, hey, go see her because you don't know how long she's gonna be here. She might be gone next time you want to see her. But I'm like, what kind of reason is that to make someone go? You think my grandma wants to hear that? What brings you into town, grandson? Oh, your clock is running out. Let's squeeze these in while we can, you know? But when I'm there, you know, it's whatever. She says her usual grandma thing. She does her, you know, have some more dessert. Have some more. Come on. Just sweet grandma sayings, right? I was at the grocery store. I got the lamb because it was $1 off. Sweet grandma stuff. Don't ever marry a black girl. All the things that grandmas say. She does say that, and I just want to make it clear, I don't agree with her at all. I don't internally agree with her. But when I'm under her roof, I'm like, yeah, of course, I would never... Come on. You know me, come on. I can't, even though she should be fought on that idea, I don't have it in me to do it. It's not my battle. She's 70 years old. Most of her life was in China. Am I moving the needle in her head at all with my thoughts? No. To me, my 70-year-old grandma, she's like a total old car. A total car, you get the insurance adjuster come, he's like, all right, I did the calculations. It actually costs more to repair this car than to just buy a new one. So I'm in the market for a new grandma. I'm not racist, by the way. Despite all the things I've said and will continue to say, I'm not. I'm Chinese though, so I've faced a lot of racism in my life, which is not true, but it's been all right. All right, I'll say this. I think nowadays it's a little harder to detect racism because everyone knows that it's really bad. Everyone knows you could lose your job for it and stuff. So people are a little more secret about it, which was different in than the 50s, right? In the 50s, people said it to your face. They're like, I don't like your people. I don't like how you look. And that's why you're not getting sprinkles on your ice cream. You're like, oh, that's fucked up, but at least I know. It's good to know. But now it's the secret. And it's confusing sometimes. I'll give you an example. Right when the pandemic was just starting, this was March 2020 or whatever, I was on an elevator, and they were talking about, oh, COVID is coming from China. Watch out. The Chinese, it was like that. And I was on an elevator, and a lady was about to get on, and she goes, nope. And I wish I'm 80% sure it's because of how I look. 80%, But I can't prove it in a court of law. So I wish I could have just asked her if she could just been open with it. Because I need to know. If I could just hey, before you go, just tell me, was it racism? And then she could just tell me, yes, it was. I'm racist. I don't want to get on the elevator with you. And I'd be like, oh, thank God. Because that's so much better. I hope it's racism. That's much better than anything on the inside. That's personal. That's way better than her going, I'm not getting on the elevator with you because you can't make women come. How do you know that? Anyways, it turns out she didn't get on the elevator because I had a cough and a high-grade fever and I was vomiting the whole time. The first time I saw a homeless person was at McDonald's. That's where they are. It's a lot of them. Actually, today I saw on the way here, there was a homeless person with a sign in the subway, and it was the longest sign I've ever seen before on a piece of cardboard. 5 sentences. I have no idea what it says. I'm not stopping to read that. I think if you stop to read that, you have to donate. That's a trap. You can't go, oh, what's that say? Oh. No. First time I saw a homeless person was at a McDonald's, and my dad was with me, and it was a guy going around going, if anyone just have 13 cents, I get a cheeseburger because I'm starving. That's all I need is 13 cents. And then I asked my dad, well, what's he doing? My dad goes, well, he's begging for change because he's trying to get food because he's homeless. He doesn't have a home. I go, why doesn't he have a home? And my dad goes, because he didn't do his fucking homework. He told me that I was 8 years old when he told me that. And even then I was like, that can't be how you tell a kid about the homeless people in the world. And I felt bad, right? And then he came to us and he was like, okay, he asked us specifically. And I know we had the money. And my dad said no. And I asked my dad why. He goes, well, he has 2 arms and 2 legs. He can figure it out. And I felt so much guilt. I was like, oh my God, he's going to die tonight because of us. And I'm going to think about this forever. And then I went home and played video games and forgot immediately. But I got to thinking about it recently because I was babysitting my niece and we were out in the city on a subway. And I love babysitting her also. It's great. I love being like a babysitter because I get to be an adult. I get to be like a teacher. I also like the way women look at me when I'm with her. Women just like, he's so responsible. And then I'm like, you play your cards right, this could be you. I don't know what that means actually. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but we were on the train and a homeless person came on and the whole train started to smell. And we all know the deal. When that happens, you don't make a deal, you don't act big, whatever. You just sit there and you zone out until he disappears, and then you become a human again. But this is her first experience with it, and I can tell, because she goes, something stinks. I was like, wow, I didn't know I was gonna die today. That's a new discovery. Today's my last day on Earth. But I'm trying to keep it cool. I'm like, I don't smell anything. I don't know what you're talking about. And she doubles down. She goes, are you kidding? It smells like pee-pee. I'm trying to look to see if he's reacting at all. And luckily, he's in his own world. He's like looking for the light and trying to bite it. He's like, and so I grab her and we get off the next station, the next stop. And I tell her, I go, hey, just by the way, that's the person in there that you were calling, you were saying all this thing, is a human being. And they're hurt if you say that. And then she goes, why? And I was like, that's a homeless person. Doesn't have a home. And she goes, why doesn't he have a home? I was like, oh my God, it's my turn. And I could do this the right way. I don't have to do it like my dad did. I could probably give something to her that's valuable. And so I did. I told her the truth as far as I knew it. And I said, he is very heavily addicted to crack and heroin. And he's lost his job and his house and his family, and no one is around to help him anymore. And every day is harder than the last. And I could tell from the way that she was crying that she was going to remember this forever. There is an ending, though, to this kind of saga. I was at the same McDonald's 20 years later, and I found the same guy that I saw the first time I was there. The same person doing the same thing. Hey, I just need 13 cents for a cheeseburger. I'm starving. Can anyone give me 13 cents? And I was like, oh my God, it's you. It's you. You're alive. And you're okay. And I realized something, that if someone asks you for money and you don't give it to them, someone else will. So everything always works out in the end. Thanks. Anyone have a job that they hate and want to kill themselves?
Yeah!
The people that work with me. Our job now, I think, is not too bad. I used to work for my parents. I used to work at a handbag store, and I hated it. I had to deal with people. The worst part of my day was when customers came in. The door would open, and I'd be like, oh, I hate all of you so much. And they weren't even bad people. They just made me do this. So I hated them, and they would ask questions, and I'd have an attitude every time. They'd be like, which bag do you like the most? I'm like, the bag 2 blocks down. Anything to get your face out of my face. But that job made me understand people working shitty jobs. Like, if people have an attitude and a shitty job, I kind of understand. I don't try to fight them too much on it. Like, I was at an Arby's recently, and there was someone at the drive-thru. I don't like Arby's that much. It's just the closest thing to my house, so that's actually their slogan. Their slogan is, I know you didn't find anything else, so just come in. Come on. But I was at the drive-thru, and I got my food, and I asked the lady for a barbecue sauce, and she goes, for what? You didn't get chicken nuggets. What do you need barbecue sauce for? And that was the most mind-blowing question that I've ever been asked. I so wasn't ready to explain what I was going to do with my sauce. And I knew that the explanation was going to be stupid, but I had to explain it because I wanted it. So I went ahead. I was like, well, the barbecue sauce is for the French fries. I'm going to dip my fries in barbecue sauce. And she goes, but I gave you ketchup for the fries. She's not done. Keeps going. And then I have to explain it. I go, but I like barbecue sauce. I said that sentence. I am 33 years old, and I said I like barbecue sauce to another adult. That sentence should only be said by kids. Like a 5-year-old in the front of the class, I like barbecue sauce. And the teacher goes, Marcus, you need to sit back down. I explain on this, and then she's like, all right, well, your mozzarella sticks came with marinara sauce. And if you want the barbecue sauce, you'll have to give me back the marinara sauce. So now we have a hostage situation with my sauces. And I have to play back at her. I'm like, I think we both know I'm leaving here with both sauces. I think it's a interesting time. Like, it's very sensitive time that we're in. You have to be careful with what you say, and I'm also like trying to take advantage of it. Looking like I do, you can do that. You know, like now when a girl sees me naked for the first time, I go, "Hey, what do you think? Is it big? Or are you a racist?" Turns out there are a lot of racists out there. It is a sensitive time. Like at work, there's like movies that I'm afraid to describe now. It's gotten to that point. I had like a coworker ask me what Forrest Gump was about. You ever try to like describe Forrest Gump? It's a lot harder than you think. They're like, oh yeah, it's about a guy who is, uh-oh. You don't know what word you could use anymore? You can't say slow, because the movie's about him being really fast. But I was talking about it because I had just seen Forrest Gump on Netflix. And after the movie's done, Netflix, they like to like suggest a new movie, like the one you just saw. And they did that for Forrest Gump. They're like, you like Forrest Gump, huh? You're gonna like Rain Man. I was like, I think those two movies just have like one thing in common. It's just a guy. And then after I finished Rain Man, they did it again. They're like, you like Rain Man, huh? This next one's called I Am Sam. I was like, this is really wrong, but I understand. I understand why Netflix has to do that. It's because for movies like that, that's the only way they can show them to you, like, together. In a group. Because they can't make a category. They'd be in so much trouble. They're like, you gotta check this out. We have comedies, award-winning dramas, and... Just look at it. Come on. But I like where I work. I've enjoyed the people there. I'm very careful with how people feel all the time, and I'm always careful with what I say and how I always think about this. When someone's talking to me and I'm listening, I'm very worried about what face I'm making. I am. I was like talking with my boss, and he mentioned that he had a husband, and like up until that point, like I didn't even know he was gay. You ever find out someone's gay mid-conversation? And now all your energy is focused on not moving? You want to play it cool and stuff? And he was so casual. He goes, me and my husband went to Trader Joe's. And the moment he said that, I was like, okay, Peter, keep your head perfectly still. Don't break eye contact. Don't move your eyebrows. The eyebrows are the most important part. They give away everything. You can't be like, me and my husband went to Trader Joe's, and you're like... Now you have to try to play it off. You're like, there's a Trader Joe's around here? I have a good relationship with my boss. You know, like we have like candid conversations about stuff, and he told me that like when he came out to his parents, that they kicked him out of the house because they're very religious. They're very big on the Bible. The Bible says if you're gay, you go to hell. And I'm like, you know, believe whatever you believe, but I just can't believe that's such a drastic punishment for being gay. They find out you're gay, you go to hell? Hell? So in hell, it's Adolf Hitler, and right next to him, your neat roommate from college. That's the Devil's A-Team. That's his squad. And when Adolf Hitler comes down, the devil's like, oh, Adolf, Mr. Hitler, what did you do to come down here? And Hitler's like, I kill the Jews, I do the Holocaust, and I can't do a German accent, by the way. I don't know if that's clear. That's Italian, I guess. Pepperoni pizza and the master ace. And the devil's like, ooh, you nasty bitch. Ah, I love it. And you, Mr. Gay Man, what did you do to come down here? He's like, I loved a man secretly and hurt nobody. And they're like, oh, you're even more fucked up than the last guy. Ah, let's take over the world. I just think people get really serious about homosexuality. When I think, like, even if you don't like it, why is it that extreme? Like, countries that have banned homosexuality, where it's illegal to be gay, the penalty is death. They kill you for being gay over there. Saudi Arabia, that's the case. And I'm like, it's so extreme. There's not one place where it's illegal to be gay and they just give you a ticket. Just start small. Just have like street signs warning people not to do that. Like, you can't do gay stuff over here. Specifically between 10 and 11 a.m. You come home, you're like, oh shit, they got me. $100. You believe this shit? I'm gonna fight it. There's no way. I finished them up at 9:59. One thing about my job is we have meetings every single day, 365 days a year, 30-minute meetings, and they make me want to run my head through the glass. And it's tough, but my boss tries to make it fun. To his credit, he likes to do these like icebreakers all the time. He will bring up a question to start the day, and they're always fun kind of questions. And they're like, the first slide of the PowerPoint, if you could have one breakfast for the rest of your life, would you prefer French toast or waffles? And he's all proud. He's like, yes. Anything could happen at this company. And then people get excited to answer these questions for children. There's just this lady, old lady, right? I love French toast. I put cinnamon on it. They're delicious. And then someone has to debate her for some reason. The waffles have squares. And those are good too. And my boss will pick on me. Peter, what about you? I'm like, I would like the building to collapse. For there to be 0 survivors. He likes to pick on me sometimes. One time he made me go first. The question was like, if a genie were to grant you 3 wishes, what would they be? Peter, kick us off. And then I had to like make something up. I'm like, oh, well, my first wish would be for the company to have the strongest financial quarter that it's ever had. Those are all 3 of my wishes, actually, for the company to thrive. That's all I care about. I can't say my real wishes at work. At a workplace, there's not okay. The wishes that I have, I've been thinking about this one forever. My first wish would be to add 4 inches to my penis. Really? And it sounds stupid, but I've thought about it for a long time. Because what else would I wish for? $1 million? Maybe if I work hard enough, one day I'll make $1 million. But no matter what I do, I'm not growing 4 inches on my penis, no matter how much heavy stuff I tie to the end and throw it off a cliff. So that'd be my first wish to the genie, I guess. It would be just for that. But I'd have to be specific, because genies like to trick you. So I have to I wish for 4 inches to be added to the front of my penis. And even then he might get me. He's like, all right, here's your 4 inches. And he goes shaft, head, and shaft again. He seals it off, and it's like an elbow. I can't use it. And it's not going to be fast. He's going to make it slow and painful and make me push it out and do that. Nice. Maybe I like it so much that I'm like, you know what? For my second wish, 4 more inches. Let's do it. All right, at that point, it's stupid. At that point, he has to be like, oh, what the fuck are we doing, man? 2 wishes on your dick? I've been sitting in a lamp for 400 years. And I have to be like, oh, that's funny. I don't remember wishing to hear your fucking opinion. You know what? Just for your sass, my third wish is for you to suck my now big dick. How about that? Asshole. Guys, I'm Peter Wong. That was my set. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you.